All right, guys, this one's for you. A long COVID issue we haven't talked about enough yet is ED. And while we have drugs for this that work in the short term, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret your doctor won't tell you about them.
Secret.
This isn't a slight against them either. This area of medicine is just in its infancy and they're playing around with tools they don't really understand yet. Now, essential for getting a good boner is ample nitric oxide, a gas that controls a large number of bodily functions. The drugs that are prescribed for ED make you produce massive amounts of this.
It's a massive endeavor.
Which is why they're also getting used off-label for conditions like fatigue and low blood pressure. But with long COVID ED, you already have too much nitric oxide stuck in your twig and berries. So blasting it with a little more might work for the short term, but in the long run, the problem gets worse.
Don't panic, don't panic, don't panic.
We know that SARS-CoV-2 can produce microclots, tiny adhesions of fibrous tissue in your bloodstream that block the capillaries in your extremity. This is behind many kinds of post-COVID neuropathy, strokes, fatigue, depression, and ED. Your extremities here are your hands, feet, head, and nether regions. These clots slow or even stop blood supply, and your favorite balloon animal goes from perky to deflated. Side note, it's interesting how impotent old men are overly concerned about other people's reproductive organs. I wonder if they're trying to make up for something. Anyway, guys, be an ally. Now, there's nothing new under the sun. Post-viral ED has been around for a long time. By looking at historical medical texts, we can understand why it's likely to affect a certain type of man. Around the year 200 CE, the sage physician Zhang Ji wrote this: "These symptoms can be caused by improper diet, emotions, alcohol, sexual indulgence, or irregular eating, overexertion, either physical or mental. These factors may obstruct the flow of gas and blood, nutrients, and immune function, leading to internal retention of stagnant blood. Rough, scaly skin and dark circles under the eyes are present. The rhubarb and eupolyphagia pill can be used to move blood, resolve stasis, and reinforce the deficiency." Now, when this presentation occurs following the onset of a damp plague type of virus, we want to make sure the virus is gone first before we go messing around with your crown jewels. So we start with 2 weeks of our stage 1 protocol, which jumpstarts this process. After that, we go direct to the source. Dissolve microclots with that formula, plus a little boost of vitality to help your body restore its own healthy nitric oxide function. We have tested this protocol in our clinic on dozens of men, and much happiness has ensued. Use your powers for good, not for evil.